There is this guy on YouTube that exposes fake native doctors in Nigeria, and it's wild. His videos are interesting.
I sent him 5,000 naira. I called him on his phone. His number is online. I called him and I actually sent him 5,000 naira for divination. And he took the money. I sent it through his bank account, UBA bank account, and he actually took the money. Then I'll watch this, guys. Watch this. Just watch and actually study the footage and actually watch it. A 10-minute footage and just watch it.
His name is Benga Adewoyin. What he does is that he goes to the shrines of these popular, notable Juju priests that are advertising their business all over the internet. He infiltrates their shrines or their kingdom or their palace or their cabal with a secret camera. But then he goes to pretend like he needs their help. He needs them to help find a solution for a sick loved one who is in the hospital. Remember, his aim is to expose that these men, these native doctors, these juju priests are fake. And so, in the process of doing this, he engages them in conversations, telling them about the situation, and he would watch them do incantation, trying to find out more about the person he had brought to them to help.
What do you want from me?
I have an issue with my grandmother. I am an orphan. I have a grandmother that is sick, and I need help. I need help with her issue. She's in the hospital. She's sick, and they told us that they have nothing. They have no solution to her problem. Like, they haven't seen that kind of issue before. And I was even a lot of people actually advised me to actually look to someone, find someone that can actually help her. And that was why I came to you to actually find out if there is anything. What do you?
5,000.
I needed OP. I thought it would be a place where I can find.
It's not my fault. You have to go.
Is it possible for me to actually transfer?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Can I do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
What is her name?
Ajibike. Ajibike.
Ajibike.
Yes.
What is wrong with Ajibike? If you marry another, I won't be done. Which tribe she?
Yeah? Which tribe? She's Yoruba.
No, I won't be able to do it.
Nah.
Which people they do it?
Which?
The crucifix in her body.
Yeah.
She's very weak.
She's weak.
I won't walk on the walk.
We carry sacrifice.
We will do sacrifice for her.
Okay.
So what are they doing?
I don't do. Okay, I'm listening.
180,000.
180,000. Wait,
In almost all the videos, we see the same things. In all these exposure episodes on this channel, we see the same things. These so-called priests would throw incantations and begin to assume that they are seeing something about this person, that he had come here to ask for help. Some of them would even guess, oh, does she have a sister? Does she have a brother? Does she have an injury? And then, for the most part, they would claim that, oh, it's a witchcraft, it's juju, it's this, and they would have to do a sacrifice, and he would have to pay a certain amount of money, he would have to do this, he would have to do that. But the only issue is, the person that this Benga guy has brought to this native doctor, it's not like he's not a real person, because if he had guessed a name, there's a chance that that name exists somewhere and that is the situation for that person. He uses the name of his grandmother, which is ironic because his grandmother had been dead for over 6 years and she lived a long, full, healthy life and died of old age.
200,000.
You have to actually make a lot of sacrifice so she wouldn't die for 255,000 naira, 255k. But the thing is, this is my grandmother. She died age 90 years old. Her name is Ajitoni. She died 6 years ago. She died 6 years ago. and he wants 255k for an ex after giving it to consulting the family.
So whenever he uses his grandmother's name, hoping that in their incantation they will be able to figure out that this person that this boy had brought to them is no longer alive, they wouldn't. Rather, they would claim that, you know, the person is being attacked by witches, the person's sickness is caused by demons, and that they will need to do sacrifice, they will need to do this, buy goats, and he would have to pay a huge sum of money to be able to find a cure for the person's illness. And this is to tell you that a lot of people who patronize these so-called priests and so-called Juju native doctors for healing, for power, for answers, might have been scammed in the worst way they could ever imagine. They may have been scammed, they may have been tricked, they may have been paying their money into a basket because they know nothing is coming back to them. And of all the people that he has exposed, I think there was a particular native doctor that we had talked about on this channel, which is the Chimarine Temple. If you remember, we had talked about Chimarine Temple on our channel before. That included two boys who wanted to use each other for money ritual, and you know, he had to bring them and expose them on Facebook, and he was hailed to be a very good and trustworthy, you know, native doctor who people liked because he did not allow the children continue with the money rituals. However, Benga Adewonyi had gone to Chimarine's temple and he had used the same trick, asking him to help find solution for his grandmother, and Chimarine Temple could not see that his grandmother was no longer alive. Benga has infiltrated a lot of shrines, including Guru Maharaji. I know I've heard of Guru Maharaji before, but I really don't know much about him. But Benga was able to go into his temple to infiltrate it and see if he can find out if these people were real or fake. And you know, for every video he had done, it turns out that a lot of these native doctors or spiritualists, seers, these people who have answers, who can see, who can tell you what the future holds, seem to have fallen for his fake story and the fact that they all could not see that the person that he is telling them to find answers to or find cure to their sickness is long dead. Benga himself is a known realist, and a lot of his videos you could tell that he's always trying to debunk something that has to do with juju or spirituality. Benga doesn't believe that juju exists or witchcraft or a lot of these fetish things that we see in movies and that a lot of us even believe in. He has spent thousands of naira of his money, and he even has supporters and sponsors, people giving him money to go and, you know, find these things out. And he has spent a lot of money and resources trying to prove to us that a lot of these native doctors, a lot of these spiritualists that people believe in are actually fake. More recently, he infiltrated Agbotifayo, a very popular, notable herbalist or spiritualist or native doctor that is pretty much well packaged for what it's worth, because this Agbotifayo is popular among celebrities. Agbotifayo has had a lot of celebrities endorse him. A lot of content creators make advertisements for him, for his products, including James Brown and some other content creators. There are claims that Agbotifayo sells some kind of drink or mixture that when you take it, you will have some form of odeshi. And for those who don't know what odeshi is, it means some kind of human bulletproof, where if you're stabbed or shot at, you won't be penetrated by these weapons. Ironic, right? Interestingly, Benga was able to go see him and try him out and, you know, put the same trick on him, which pretty much he still fell for the same thing. All of them always not knowing that the name that this boy is calling for them is long gone, demanding money, and huge sum of money at that. Even after proving that part of the fakeness of Agbotifayo, Benga went on to buy his products and he tested it in his channel, in his video. You would have to go to his channel to watch. It's quite interesting. He did the Agbotifayo and tried to see if the odeshi would work, and for a moment I thought it was working when I was watching his video, but yeah, you know, turned out that it probably didn't work. Benga though has received a lot of backlash. People are like, you know, he doesn't have to do that, that these things still work for those who believe. You know, people are trying to find a way out of this for these native doctors or spiritualists who have been exposed. And some people have also seen that, yeah, that this is damning for them, that it's fake, and this is not all the proof that they need, that these native doctors and spiritualists are scamming people off huge amounts of money, selling false narrative, using fear to grip them, taking advantage of their helplessness, giving them new diseases and trying to make them do sacrifices that leads to nowhere. It's just so interesting that this boy picked this line of content. I think it's fascinating because for me it's risky, but what can we say? He's doing a job that I think a lot of Nigerians need to see and need to know, because many people are so gullible. We are the most gullible people in the world, I'm not going to lie. There are a lot of people that have spent millions on this spiritualists, hoping to find answers, hoping to find revenge, hoping to make money, and they end up not getting what they think that they were going to get. And for some reason, they don't gain what they don't get what they came for, and these spiritualists keep making money out of them. There is a lot of spiritualists that I see on a daily, even on apps, on dating apps. You're swiping and you're seeing a native doctor or a chief priestess advertising at Juju. Even on Facebook, you're seeing groups on these things. It's now so rampant that everybody is now a native doctor trying to sell false narrative and false belief and false healing to gullible people. And I think this boy is doing a good job exposing these people for what it's worth, because honestly, if you're a native doctor and you're an all-seer and you can throw incantation, you should be able to tell that the name that this young man is calling for you is no longer alive. That would be a good evidence that you are real. But since these so-called native doctors or so-called priests and priestesses could not tell that the name this boy was calling for them is long deceased, is all the evidence you need to know that they are fake. Benga did claim in his video that he's going on a tour to different countries to prove that their own native doctors too are also fake. I don't know how he plans on doing this, but we are rooting for you, Benga, if you're watching this. He has also offered 20 million naira to anybody who can prove to him that Juju works. Okay, that is very interesting. I don't know, 20 million naira is a lot of money, and this should trigger a lot of people to come and prove it. But do you guys believe Juju works, honestly? Like, I don't know. Personally, do I believe Juju works? Do you think Juju is a real thing? Do you think the charms and these things that we see on TV, that we hear of, the things that people disappear, people throwing jars, people throwing charms and powers, people turning into animals and snakes. Like, I mean, I know poisoning happens because of the potion, but what about the spirituality or the metaphysical aspect of this idea that people can do things out of the ordinary with the help of some voodoo, juju, or witchcraft? I don't know. For me, I feel like there might be some kind of element of possibility there, and I can't explain it. Maybe it's not something to be explained. At the same time, when you look at it in my personal life, I've not have to use juju or anything, so it will be hard to say it works. And I don't know anybody who has. I've heard of people, but I've never known anyone who uses juju to do things. And I don't know, even the kayamata we hear of, it's not every time that it works for everybody. So it depends on who and how you believe in it. I guess I'm not very sure. It's just confusing. But you guys let me know what you think. Do you think Juju works? Do you think you can be able to prove to Benga that Juju actually works and is real, and hopefully you get your 20 million naira from him? You guys can check his YouTube page or his Facebook page. He's also verified on Twitter, and I think he's on Instagram too. But check out his YouTube page more. A lot of his videos are there. A lot of his exposure videos are there. You can watch them and see how he tackles these things, and you can also have conversations with him. I guess he's looking for people who can prove to him that juju actually works. But I guess now, if someone doesn't believe this juju and witchcraft works, does it mean they don't believe God also exists or doesn't work? I don't know. It looks like something I would have to ask him. But let's see. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like this video, share, comment your thoughts, and also subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. You could also turn on notification button. Should there be any future updates, you'll be the first to get notified.